òun ni màláìka rẹ̀. òun ni màláìka.
So, good day everyone, wherever you are watching this today. And if you are just watching for the first time, my name is Ifajimi Fakayode. I'm a spiritual consultant and traditional herbalist. So if you have not subscribed, I will urge you to go and subscribe so that you will not miss any of our videos updates. So recently we've posted a lot of videos concerning spiritual matters. So as part of it is what I bring to your view today. So just like in the stated in the title of the video, uh, today I bring you this spiritual work we call back to sender, or how to send back spiritual arrows. So in some recent time, I've received a lot of complaints from my viewers, subscribers, and all that on every platform concerning enemies in general. So concerning obstacles or attacks coming right from enemies. So and I promise to make a video on it to elaborate some cogent topic and to clear what we mean by back to sender. And today I'm not just going to give you just spiritual works. I'm going to do some spiritual lectures as well, so that you'll be able to know the type of enemies. So when you just hear enemies, some people will imagine it is just maybe someone doing you something bad, or someone doing witchcraft against you and all that. But when they say enemy are fairies, and they are more than what people always imagine. So now let's go into the lecture. Now when they say enemy, so concerning this spiritual work I bring today, I said it that it is basically for when you are having an attack, or your enemy not delaying your progress, or you are being told someone is behind your problem. So this particular work is for it. But I want to explain something before we go to that. So that's the part I call the lecture. You see, there are three types of enemy. There are three types of enemy. So, and these three types, they can be conquered with different strategies. So now I'm going to explain that three type of enemies. The number one enemy is a personal enemy, the one I call personal enemy. So the personal enemy can be in form of maybe someone that sees you very well, physical enemy, someone that knows you very well, that maybe knows your progress, but doesn't want you to progress, or doesn't want you to attain anything in life, but they are just personal enemy. So they are just handling your matter on their own. They are taking that matter so personal, like they are doing the whole lot of things on their own. They are harming you on their own. They are doing sort of witchcraft against you on their own. So that one is called personal enemy. So and those people in this category are the type of people, maybe they envy what you have, or what God gave you, or basically some people just, without maybe apart from maybe what they see, they are just envious people, like they hate progress generally. So they have that spirit. People are like that. So that one is fall into the category of people I call the personal enemy. Then the second category of enemy is the group enemy. So it's the group enemy. So this one is very wide and very big. The reason is, when you are having a group enemy, so this normally happens to a family, a whole family, and it used to be generational. So it used to be generational. That is, such enemies can be inherited. Like okay, you are marked as an enemy, so your children too will be marked as an enemy, so the whole family is targeted. So that's what is called a group enemy. So this kind of enemies are not just someone handling your case. So are not just someone handling your case. I'm going to explain what brought about this brief lecture before I end this lecture and we go to the main spiritual works. So this type of enemy are just, they are the groups of people that, and they are one of the biggest enemy someone will ever have. So because when you're having a personal enemy, you know who is harming you, you know who is against you personal, you know him or her, you know him or her. Now you can attack them, attack back directly. But such like a group enemy now, even if you attack someone, so your case will still be handled by another person. It's like when you say you want to fight a police, you can kill a policeman, but that doesn't mean you cannot be apprehended. So that shows that this kind of categories enemies are, they are just enemies. So but people fighting in this category may not even know what you did, but once they know that your case is being reported to them, or you are being reported, you are being marked as an enemy, they don't know what you do or how you did it, they are just going to be attacking. So these things are just normal, they are normally generational. So that's why you will see someone will be saying I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything right for the family, appeasing everyone, doing sort of things. So this kind of enemy, they are just they are just inherited, just some kind of enemy you can inherit. So they are just the enemy that can attack randomly. So that's the second enemy. Then the last one is the self-inflicted enemies. So there's a way you inflict an envy eyes on yourself. So this common with people nowadays. So this way people attract enemies to themselves. Yes, and this could be through maybe what you did wrong. It normally happens with a revenge. So assuming you harmed someone now, then you harm someone and you go scot free. Then later on, the person now revenge on his or her own. Then that one is maybe they are taking the matter spiritually. So that one is a self-inflicted, because you are the one at fault. So they are taking revenge. So but it's a personal revenge apart from a group, or revenge is different from revenge in the English dictionary. So when someone is fighting on your behalf, that one is avenging for you. But when you are fighting for your right, when you are fighting for what someone did to you, that means you are taking a revenge. So now you could hurt someone and the thing fight back, or the person fights back. That one is a self-inflicted because you've done something bad and the thing comes to you. Now those three categories of enemies I mentioned has their different solutions. So some people will say there's no way, there's nothing like spiritual attacks. And I always laugh to this thing, because you can be doing good to everyone, you can be satisfying everyone. It does not mean you cannot be harmed spiritually. So you should know that fact. It does not mean you will not be harmed spiritually. Even if if you feed the whole world, does not mean you will not have enemy. So don't feel like you are doing good, you are doing the right thing, and there wouldn't be enemy. So this type of work I'm giving today are just some necessary things you should know, you should have, because whether you like it or not, when you are seeking for progress, just know that enemy will also be seeking for you too, unless you are just you are just not seeking for progress, you are just not seeking for good things in life, you will not have enemy. Just know that fact, so that there are some, just like I said, are beyond that. So not to waste much of our time, we'll go to the main reason for today's topic. So that's the work for today. So whether you when maybe when you are being told you are having a spiritual someone attacking you, someone blocking your ways, someone making things not easier for you, so this work is for you. So just to send back the hand of enemy, the arrows of enemy, just to triumph over your enemy. So, and then you are just going to need just three items here, just very simple things, three items. So now the first thing you need is a needle. A needle, you need a needle. So you will need a needle like this, a new needle, you can see that. So and then you will need maybe a spoon of salt, a spoonful of salt, sea salt, a spoonful of sea salt, and a needle, a spoonful of a sea salt and a needle, as you can see. So now you will, this is the process. Unfortunately we will not be able to do the practical part of this because of the video time. We know we've used many of the videos time for lectures, so we just go straight to the point and give you the accurate directions on it. So you will just put a spoonful of a spoonful of of salt, of sea salt, on a table or a grinding stone or anywhere. After putting it there, then you will now mix the salt with some soap. Just like here we are using this soap. So this is the local soap. You can use any soap. You will mix the, just make sure you are using the original sea salt. So if you are in Nigeria, it is not Dangote salt o, just normal sea salt, don't use Dangote salt. So now you are to mix the salt with your soap. So you have to mix the salt with your soap. So when you mix them very well, and then you will now do like this. Now assuming this one has been mixed with the salt, this one has been mixed with the salt, then you put a needle on it like this, a needle on it like this. So you can see that the way I hold it. So you have mixed the salt with this soap, a spoonful of salt with the soap. Then you put the needle on it like this. This is what we need. Then you get a new sponge ready, and this is how you do it. So you go and you will prepare some water to bath. So if you are using shower, this one is not shower, you are to prepare a bucket of water that will be enough to bath. Then you go and get a charcoal. You prepare enough charcoal and you fires it. You fan it until the embers of the light comes out. You fan it very well. So when the thing is so light and hot, you will carry all the charcoal. You will extract the charcoal from fire and put it in that bucket. You will make sure that the water quench that charcoal. You know when you burn a charcoal, it will become so red, and you know when I mean, so I just trying to explain it. So you know it becomes so red when you light a charcoal. So the embers of that light is what you need. You extract that ember when you light a charcoal for like 10 minutes. You know it will turn red. Then you take it as it is hot. You will use something, a spoon or something, to take it and put it in that bucket of water that you want to use to bath. So you put everything there. You make sure that the water quench the the embers of that charcoal, the embers of light. You make sure that the water quench that fire. Then you will now put this soap on the sponge. You will simply remove, you will pray to it with these needles. Then you will simply remove the needles gently. You remove the needles and put it on your sponge. Just pray for the enemies and the arrows of any attack that has been on you to be sent back. Then after putting it on the sponge, then you bath with it with the same charcoal inside the water. You will just use it like that. That's why I say you should get enough water. Then you will just be praying and be using the soap. You just be praying and be using the soap. and when after bathing you can put away the charcoal and the remaining stuff. So now this is then this needle you are going to bury it. You are going to bury it anywhere. You can bury it in your compound, and you can even throw it into inside of fence or any deep place. You can throw these needles there. So that's it. So it is kind of working. So if they are having this kind of personal enemy, if your enemies doesn't want to move, they will surely die. So that's it there. So if your enemy doesn't remove ant from your matter, then they will surely die. The same way the water quench that fire is the same way your enemies will die. So that's just it. So that's the tip for today. If you have not subscribed, go and subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell, like and comment so that I will be motivated to share more. Thank you for today.